Hey everybody, and welcome to a Moo episode of Indie Film Cafe. I'm your old pal, the Moo Cow, aka Paul A. Presenza. And as usual, I'm joined by...
Jonathan A. Moody, your co-host.
Yay. And then together, we are joined by...
Lina!
Yay, she's back.
She's back. I mean, it hasn't been that long since...
Really hasn't been.
Yeah, it really hasn't been. But in the case that this will be out, there'll be one episode that you're in, then another episode you're not in, then this episode. So there'll be one in between. So
Yeah, it'll be mixed up a little bit.
But,
Gotcha.
Yeah. But anyway, continue.
You managed to survive mosquito. And
It didn't bite you that hard.
Didn't suck that badly.
It left no marks.
No marks.
No marks.
There you go.
You're good.
Well, we've got a very different movie.
Oh, no.
And this is from a group of movies that I forgot that I knew I had it. I had the original. There have been a bunch of other ones, and I just bought the new one. So when we do our haul, you're going to see the latest in this chain.
That's going to be the last haul for you for a while, right?
For a bit, maybe.
For a bit.
Just because I don't have a lot of DVDs left. But anyway, this is the first of a group of movies, and my friend Tanya, that I've told you about, is in it. She's in that movie Flowers that I'm trying to get a hold of.
There was another one we did with her in it, didn't we?
No, this is the other one.
Are you sure? Because I think we did one that she was in.
She might have been in one of them. It's possible because she's been in a few. But we are going to do a movie called Daisy, Derkins, Dogsitter of the Damned.
We have not done that one, so I know that for a fact. I would know that title, and I think I've heard that title. I think you showed me something about that or something. There's
a bunch of these Daisy Derkins movies. This is the first, and it's based on, well, we'll get into where this all comes from, but yeah, this is a lot of fun, and it's goofy and silly and strange, and yeah.
Is it violent and gory? Were you lying about that earlier?
Me? Would I do that? I mean, cartoons can be kind of violent, right?
This is a cartoon?
No, but it might as well be, I think, in some cases. But it's silly fun.
Okay. Are you ready for this, Lina?
Dogsitter of the Damned.
I'm sorry. Earlier when we were trying to guess the name, a girl's name, no wonder why you kept saying Daisy so many times.
Yep.
Because of the movie.
Daisy on the brain. This has been on my list for a while, but I kept forgetting about it. And then when I bought the new one, I'm like, oh, I keep forgetting to bring up Daisy. So we got a Daisy movie.
Got a Daisy movie.
All right.
So
we'll be back to talk this movie right after some mood music. Okay, we are back. So, Daisy Derkins, Dogsitter of the Damned. First impressions. What did you guys think?
I'll let you go first.
No. No, you're not going to put this on me. No.
I thought it was pretty bad. But I think, honestly, a little bit was planned to be bad.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it knew it was bad.
Oh, yeah.
And so it just didn't give a fuck.
Right,
And
right.
when that happens, sometimes it can be really great. And sometimes it can kind of fall into, like, this was bad, right? But, like too much on purpose, if that makes any sense. So, I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't work out. What about you?
It's goofy and silly and ridiculous, but it's short. And that's kind of what I like. It doesn't wear its welcome out to me.
For a shorter movie, it's pretty long. Like, this would have been a great short.
And I got stuff to talk about that.
But what about your thoughts?
First.
She's swaying back and forth, trying to think of what to say.
Oh, man. I have a lot to say.
Good, you
Go
said
ahead.
it.
Say it. Was it anything that you expected?
I loved it how you said that you were going to wheel me in to the shallow end. No, that's not the case. No, you put me head first into the deep end and just let me drown.
He grabbed you, put you up, and threw you into the deep end.
Yeah.
On this one.
Head first.
Yeah, this is not... but I kind of had a feeling he was going to, because the way he said it earlier, he said like normally when he doesn't know somebody, but then he was like, oh well, this stuff has this and this and this. I mean, it did. Yes, it had a lot of things that were sort of inappropriate. I mean, was it Wendigo sex?
Violence and yes, furry sex and adult situations.
I will say this: I fell asleep. The girl fight, whatever. The sleepover fight. Okay, I stayed away for that. But when it came down to the girl fight before me waking up to fucking furry porn.
That's not something you expect to wake up to.
No. I opened my eyes and I was like, wait, I fell asleep. And then I looked at the screen and I was like, what the fuck am I watching?
Not necessarily porn. I mean, you got to figure he was kind of like trying to strangle her, sort of.
No, he was. I don't know. He wasn't. They didn't. There was no penetration or anything, so it wasn't like that.
It wasn't like she was consensually doing this. There was a fight. It was a fight. It just happened to be on the bed, as you do.
What if, like, for instance, someone came up and pat you on the head? What was your first instinct? If you were a dog,
probably ask for a treat.
That's normal type dog behavior, right? No,
I don't think so.
No, what I saw.
Remember, that's not a dog. That's the Wendigo.
Supposedly.
That was like a werewolf.
I know. It looked like, they even say a werewolf, and then it says in the end it says Wendigo. It very much confused me on what it was really trying to be.
It's a little weird.
It's not. Just
all right,
weird,
so let me give you a little background on this film. So this is the 2013 version, but originally this was a 10-minute short that was made back in 2010, and it was made for the Project 21 Film Festival. Okay. And so he made this, and it's another black and white film, and it's actually on YouTube. And he decided that he wanted to do more with it. So there is an extended version that was made a few years later, and it's called the deluxe version, and it's actually 30 minutes long.
Okay.
And then finally, he got around to making, because he made a few shorts. This was his thing. He made a few shorts. He made a short like Devilish Desire of Dario D'Argenti. That was a short he made in 2012. So he makes these kind of goofy little movies. This was his first long feature.
So longer than a short.
Right. So it's an hour and 13 minutes, thankfully, because I think if it had been any longer, this would have been tedious. But it's just kind of goofy stuff. But just to give you an idea of his other movies, he also does a movie called Evil Brew. He did the Half-Life Horror from the Hell, or The Irritated Satan Rocks the World.
What's this guy's name?
This is Mark Mackner.
Mackner.
Yeah, it's a Philadelphia guy. He also did Daisy Derkins versus the Bloodthirsty Beast of the Pine Barrens. That's the next one. Daisy Derkins and the Dinosaur Apocalypse. Daisy Die, which is the last one that I just bought. And there's one that's actually in production. It's called, what is it called? Daisy Derkins 5, Daisy Derkins Does Different Dimensions. That is in production, so it's being made. Daisy is played by Susanna Darcy. She's all the daisies in the movie. Not in the short films. I forget who was in the shorts.
Okay.
But when he started to shoot the long features, it's been Susanna Darcy.
Coming back.
Yeah, she kept coming back. So she's
for whatever reason, she kept coming back.
She's in all the Daisy films, and she was also in a movie called Always from Darkness, which I think is another independent film. Delia Anguish, who was the blonde, sort of chesty lady there, she was played by Anna Marie Ruggiero. In addition to some of the other movies that Mark Mackner makes and some of the other shorts, she was also in a movie called The Midnight Show. Christy Dawn was played by Christine Fissler, who was in a movie called Alpha Girls and was also in Midnight Show and some of his shorts.
Midnight Show sounds familiar, unless there's another.
Yeah, I think I actually own that one. I just haven't watched it yet. Misty Dawn, who's the sister, is my friend Tanya Paoli.
How did you meet Tanya? How did you and Gary meet her?
I don't remember exactly how we met. It was years ago. We all have a common friend by the name of Dennis, and I think she actually, because she did some modeling, and she actually posed for him, and then we all became Facebook friends.
And they didn't die. That's always
yeah. No,
you know, and then when people pose for people, sometimes they never come back.
Yeah, no. I had another friend who was a model that ended up passing away and was killed, unfortunately.
That was the one we talked about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because he had done we did a really bad movie. I forgot what it was, but it
was your friend. It was that guy, the other Virginia movie maker.
That's right. It was another Virginia filmmaker who made a movie.
Was it somebody I know?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
But, I forgot. It was
John Birmingham.
Yeah.
John Angel is the Vampires of
Zanzibar.
Vampires of Zanzibar. You picked it.
I did.
And you didn't know I actually had a connection to it. So I knew that guy.
And I had just found out that she had passed away, and I was like, because I hadn't heard from her in forever, and I'm like, why did I not hear from her? And then I dug around, and that's what happened. I was like, shit.
Was she murdered?
Yeah, her father was nuts and killed the family and killed himself.
I'm so sorry.
I know. It was a shame. She was really a nice person.
You always hear those stories too, like the little girl from Jaws the Revenge or whatever. Her father snapped and killed her and her mother and himself, and I'm just like, that's just sad.
It's like the real horrors,
because you don't really know when that's that kind of thing will happen, and it's just scary.
Well, there's another friend, Tanya, and she's very much alive. Thank you very much. She's up in Delaware, I believe. And she's the one I told you about who was in that movie Flowers. Now, Flowers I've been trying to get that for a long time. I have the digital copy, but I want the physical copy. That is more of an experimental,
that's very expensive on like eBay.
Extreme horror film. It's about these 6 murdered women who are killed by this serial killer, and he buries them under his floorboards, and they wake up.
That's like some Edgar Allan Poe type shit.
Oh yeah, it's extreme. They wake up and they try to escape by crawling through the remains of the house. It's really strong. It's
I kind of want to watch that.
It's known for being a very extreme film.
You have the digital copy, so
I do. We could do it.
Yeah.
But I've been wanting to show you that because Tanya was in that, and she was very, very good. She's really a good actress. So I'm hoping that she gets to do more stuff. But she was also in in a TV series called Flower, Flour, so not the same as flowers. And
she has a thing she likes.
Right. She was also an associate producer on Die Daisy Die, so she's actually done a few other things with that as well.
Nice.
Lance Nervoso was James Christopher Black, as you said. I
don't think that wasn't the same guy.
Wasn't the same guy?
Because the James Black I know is black, and that guy was very much white.
Well, he was in a movie called Punk Rock Holocaust 2.
Yeah, well, if you said that this is like Pennsylvania and stuff, I'm not surprised. Doug Sackman did the Punk Rock Holocaust.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So he's a trauma guy, but unfortunately, our buddy Doug passed away. I think either this year or last year.
It was last year, I think.
Well,
this guy was in that, and he was in some of the other shorts that this guy made, and he also composed some of the music for some of the shorts too. Jason, remember there was JC and Freddy. He was played by J.D. Karahenko. He was also in Evil Brew and a few of the other shorts. The Witch, or the Ghost of the Witch.
Ghost Witch,
was played by Alison Rodriguez Orenstein. She was in a bunch of shorts. She was also in a movie called Disconnecticut. She was in Camp Blood 666.
Oh, God. Well, that's actually not a bad one.
As Mia. I don't know if you remember Mina.
I might have saw that one. I kind of stopped watching.
There's a bunch of them,
and they're not that good.
Yeah.
But they aren't the 4 and 5 that you bought at.
Right.
There, those are the worst.
Well, she also did the makeup for this particular film. She's also a singer and a podcaster.
Nice. Well, there you go. We like her. All right.
Yeah. Brittany was played by Crystal Ann Griffith. She's kind of like a known indie actress up
Which
in
one's
Philadelphia.
Brittany? Is she one of the Slumber Party girls?
One of the Slumber Party girls. So she was in Mummy Cop. She was also in the TV show Flowers, and she was in the Dark Military and Paranormal something Hunter Supreme, some kind of goofy thing. So,
there you go.
Mark Mackner played Silas Killington.
Yeah, and he also played the other guy, right?
Yeah.
He did both, because you caught that. You're like, Lina was like watching it going, that's the same guy from the, who played the Killington. And I was like, oh my God, it probably is.
Shot in the suburbs of Philadelphia, and there's definitely like a lot of in-jokes there. You caught the Freddy versus Jason thing.
It's funny you did the Philadelphia and Pennsylvania. Well, no, you caught it. You said it. Jason versus...
No, you didn't know. You were the one that said Freddy versus Jason.
I don't remember that, but yeah, I probably did, just because I have those on my mind all the time. Mm-hmm. And then she said, it's Jason versus Freddy.
Now, what's weird is that, now I'm glad I got this copy. There's another version that got put out, and you can actually get it through Amazon, but it's like $50. So I recommend people go to Oldies, because Oldies has all of them, and they were all put out through Alpha Video. You know Alpha Video, and they put out a lot of inexpensive stuff.
Cheap.
So I believe all of his movies are out on Alpha Video through oldies.com, so that's where you can pick them up, and I highly recommend them. They're just like this. This one's the earliest one, so it's a little rougher. He was still learning stuff. There's a lot of stuff like you could tell there were shots that weren't in focus, and a few other issues.
They said scene not here or whatever.
Several times.
Yeah, and at first I thought it was a joke. Now I'm wondering if that was really true, and they just were like, fuck it, So I don't know.
The production company is Monstros Madre. The song Daisy Kicks Ass, which was kind of fun, was done by Cedric Couch. And I think
Cedric Couch?
Yeah, who did a few of the other things. And then
I know a guy with the last name Couch, so that's not a uncommon last name. It just sounds weird for a singer to be called Cedric Couch.
Right. So this movie is also on Tubi. It's also on Troma Now, and it's also on Prime.
Nice.
So there you go.
So you at home can watch this movie on
Absolutely.
streaming.
And you should. As long as you are in the mood for something that's clearly goofy and just wackadoodle.
Doesn't really take itself
seriously.
No. But we will warn you, it gets a little boring at times. And if you're in a place where the lights are down low and it's black and white, that's another thing. Some people may not like that, or I liked it.
You will fall asleep.
Yes, you could fall asleep. I'm not gonna say you will, but I did, and so did Lina.
I'm actually surprised, because most of the time it kept hearing you over there going, "Oh my God, this is so bad."
Yeah, she kept saying, "Oh, this is terrible." So when she wasn't saying that, I thought, "Uh-oh." And I didn't want to bother you if you did start to snooze.
I did. I did fall asleep. It was that bad. It really was.
Well, Miss Lina, why don't you take the opportunity and tell us what happens in this movie?
You want to read your thing here?
Yeah. All right. Daisy Derkins, Dogsitter of the Damned. Daisy Derkins is an attractive college student who just needs to make a few extra bucks. What could be easier than a one-night dog-sitting gig? Nothing, unless the dog's owner is an evil wizard.
Okay. What does that, like, if that was never used? I mean, if you think evil wizards means frolicking in the thing, like...
Well, that was like the fun bit.
But like, he did no wizardry. Wizardering. Like, there was no wizard. Like, other than having a cloak and being called a Sith Lord.
And he had those magical objects laying around, too.
But they never used them.
And Cerebus.
Yeah. So, anyway, continue, please. Sorry.
You're good. And his house is haunted, and his dog, Mookie, is a demonic beast. News of an escaped serial killer has Daisy on edge, plus some creep she went on one blind date with won't stop harassing her, so she calls some friends over for company. After much drinking and pot smoking, they break out the Ouija board, and all hell breaks loose. Beautiful babes, murderous monsters, maniacal madman, and killer comedy abound in his shocking, funny tale of horror and the supernatural.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shotgun effect where there's a lot of stuff being thrown at the wall here. That's kind of my only issue with it. I mean, okay, you've got the haunted house, you've got the witch, you've got the escaped lunatic, you've got the bad boyfriend wannabe, you've got the ghost chasers.
The
slumber party.
The bad boyfriend thing, was that the...
That was the one time that she went out with the one guy, and he keeps stalking her.
Oh, yeah. But he's not a boyfriend.
No, he's a wannabe.
Yeah, he wants to be her boyfriend, but she has no interest. And usually, what do you do when that happens, guys? You leave the woman alone.
Unless you're a jerk like this guy.
Yeah, well, don't be a jerk.
Well, and he ends up actually helping inadvertently through his jerkitude.
That doesn't help much, though.
No. But it adds to the chaos in this. This
movie is 100% chaotic. I will say that it is strictly chaotic.
In a way that it reminds me a little bit of the screwball comedies of the 30s. It just doesn't have that kind of timing, you know.
You can't compare this to screwball comedy.
In the way that it's got that shotgun effect, that there's just like a lot going on.
Screwball comedies are like romantic comedies or whatever. This is romance.
There was some romance in there, a little bit.
You're talking about the furry sex?
Well, that plus there was some of the chicks were kind of like getting on with each other a little bit. You know,
the chicks liked each other.
They did.
So they had some little lesbian stuff going there. But then one chick liked there was a random serial killer that was like loose, like a maniac or whatever, that was going around killing everybody.
And he killed his own fan. What kind of a jerk is that?
That wasn't his fan. That was a pen pal.
But she was a fan. She liked him a lot.
She did.
She just
which kind of shows you about her character. She was a little bit creepy.
Well, because she was I guess she was very bi because she was into the one girl and she was into Daisy. Then she just turned.
She was a bit of a loose cannon. She's the one who brought the drugs. She was drinking. She was hitting on pretty much everything.
Yeah, she brought the woman Delia who had her own cable access TV show.
I liked her. She was fun.
Delia's probably my favorite character just because she was continuously throughout whatever, like the way she was.
I like the fact that no matter what was happening, she's like, I have to get this on tape for the show. I have to keep them. They're like, are you crazy? There's all this shit going on. I was like, yes, but it's gold. It's ratings gold.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to die, you better make sure you have your shit.
And there are people like that. They really are, where they're like, okay, yes, I'm going to die, but think of the ratings. Think of the show. Everyone's going to remember it forever. And you're like, dude, you're going to die.
So it's not going to matter.
Right.
Once you're dead, none of that matters to you.
But we don't think of it that way. They're not looking at it like that. They're like, this is a once in a lifetime or death time event.
Yeah, like I'm gonna get that done, and I'll be remembered for this and stuff like that.
And on top of that, you've got this ghost witch creature with her Wendigo sidekick who pops in and for shenanigans and fun and likes to attack people and possess people. And
it was weird because there was that laughter, but it was like a male laughter. So who the fuck was that?
Actually, it was so high I couldn't tell what it was.
I thought it was a male.
It was hard to tell.
Could you tell?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
It could have been Mookie.
Mookie could have laughed. I don't know. That was Mookie was the dog, right?
Mookie was Cerberus.
Yeah, but the other one was just a Wendigo with no name, just Wendigo or something. So.
And when we say werewolf, we're really talking about a guy in a white wolf costume, like a furry costume. It was.
But he was supposed to be a Wendigo. Wendigos are not werewolves, you know.
Okay.
But nobody has a Wendigo specific costume, though, so I understand.
No, I don't. I think that's stupid.
If you're going to go by a Wendigo, what you're gonna want to do, and this is just like common sense. Look up what a Wendigo is, then turn that Wendigo costume into an actual Wendigo costume.
See, I like her. You know,
not a fucking werewolf costume.
Actually, he looked more like a poodle to me. It was
I know.
It was silly.
Bad.
big ass poodle.
To me, it added to the fun. I kind of wish it had like a pink collar around him and everything. That would have been even more fun.
It looked like Giant Lady. You know, my dog lady. I'll show you real quick. That dog lady.
Aww.
Looked like a giant version of her. Aww. You know.
Honestly, no. Would it look like somebody just decided to take carpet or rug and turn that rug into
It was very shaggy.
Very shaggy.
Bad.
And then, don't forget, we actually had Cerebus. We had an animated, 3-headed, flaming demon dog.
Animated?
Yeah.
It kind of moved.
It was animated. I mean,
Sort of.
I agree with that.
It growled.
Bad if
That was the worst CGI or whatever you want to call
Thank
it. It was terrible.
Thank you.
It was worse than the mosquitoes.
Remember,
we
we're
saw.
talking micro budget here. We're talking $10. Okay.
Here's the thing. Know what you have and what you don't have. Yeah. Unless you want this.
Well, and that's just it. I'm sure they saw that and they're like, "Yes, this looks ridiculous. Who cares? Let's just roll with it because it's fun."
I don't know.
You know,
Things
do improve in that aspect as the movies go on. Things get a little better. This is the very first one, so you kind of go with what you've got.
All right.
Now, the choice to do black and white was interesting. You know,
that's the only thing I liked about it.
Okay.
Oh, that was the only thing you liked?
Yes.
Period. Okay.
I kind of liked it too. When I first saw it, I thought it was strange, but then the way it made the house spookier. It made the lighting better, I thought.
It also hid from the bad acting.
Well, and it disguised some of the people, like with the slumber party thing. They all kind of looked alike a little bit.
That was the problem with it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, the girls in the slumber party. Yeah, I didn't, and the slumber party looked really weird because it looked like they were in two different rooms or something, and they're both, and the people were talking or not talking. Like one girl was on her phone, the other girl was like talking to her or something. The other two girls, one was doing her hair and talking to her.
One was just being a drunk puppy, basically.
Well, that was the girl who was just talking to her friend while she's on the phone. I'm like, who is that other girl talking? What is going on? And it drove me nuts. That scene is so
But it all came together when they all started hitting each other with the pillows, as you do at a slumber party, right? Chicks do this at slumber parties, right?
In their lingerie.
In their lingerie.
I don't know. I've never been to a slumber party, so I wouldn't
go to a slumber party
know.
and then tell us.
Right. You guys got to host one in your lingerie with pillows.
I mean, I guess
invite us.
Invite us.
So we can see this is a cultural moment here.
This is research,
right,
okay?
Right.
We gotta figure this out.
We are scholars of this
but
sort
we're
of
not
thing.
being creepy at all.
Not at all.
We're just telling you.
Not at all.
Okay, what I'm trying.
Cleavage. They have to have cleavage.
Oh my god.
There's no cleavage like that movie had. Like,
okay, what I'm trying to say is that a normal, average slumber party. Yes, I presume that's what happened.
But not with. I don't. Okay, so we've done 2 movies for slumber party stuff. We did Scary Story Slumber Party 1 and 2. Both times, I did not ask the girls to get in lingerie because I'm like, they're all friends. Unless there's lesbian friends or something like that, then they would do that. I asked them to bring their own outfits that they would feel comfortable at a slumber party, and they did. And they look great. I mean, they were in PJs.
And basically. I get that. On the other hand, if you're trying to be a little bit more, have a little bit more titillation, pajamas are a little frumpy.
What I'm really trying to say is that if you're drunk and intoxicated and you're at a sleepover in lingerie, then yeah, of course that's what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if it were me, if I were shooting it, I probably wouldn't do pajamas and I probably wouldn't do lingerie. I'd probably say just go in like shorts and a t-shirt, because if I were a chick and I were at a slumber party, I'd probably do that because I'd probably.
That's what I normally.
That's what I would wear to sleep.
That's what I would normally do if I was a sleepover.
Right.
There you go.
Because there's a difference between sleepovers and slumber parties.
Right
Slumber
now,
parties, I presume that has to do with lingerie, but sleepover, watch movies, prank call people. That's what I did at my
break out the Ouija board.
No.
She hated.
I know, boy, I could tell. You're like, what are you doing?
No.
So, I mean, is that something that bothers you, like, in regular life? Like, pulling out a Ouija board or something?
No. Okay, so what bothers me about the whole Ouija board thing is that Ouija boards are pretty much... Now, a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this, but this is what I believe. That if you're going to contact the spirits, a Ouija board is not the way to go. Simply because of the fact that you're talking to your subconscious.
Oh, okay. So you're not talking to...
Nope.
You know?
You're really talking to yourself. You're really talking to yourself.
Yeah. Okay. I could get that. But, you know, a lot of times, and, you know, in the movies for sure, they will, like, two people will be pushing it to the thing instead of it being a real, you know, oh my God, this is really happening. You know, now you see movies like The Exorcist, there was no Ouija board scene in The Exorcist, and it moved on its own, I believe, if I remember correctly, because that scene did kind of creep me out, the way they did that. They filmed that. I mean, it's William Friedkin, so he filmed it really well, and it was one of the creepiest scenes. Now you watch...
Same with Paranormal Activity.
Right.
Paranormal Activity also had a Ouija board
as
well,
it moved.
and it moved by itself and caught on fire.
And see, that's how you do a Ouija board scenes. Otherwise, you get these independent films that they just kind of whatever, and I'm like, they're just moving it.
Ouija
like,
shark, Ouija house.
That's what bothered me the most.
Yeah, it's
was
just
Ouija clowns.
the fact that you can actually tell that they're forcing it.
Right.
And they're like, oh my God, it's moving! Why is it moving?
It's moving on its own.
They're all like that.
Yeah, but they're all like that. And that does bother me too.
And you have to suspend disbelief because let's be real, it was a game that was invented by Parker Brothers. There's no
it's not supposed but whatever. Real. Anyway, the point
exactly.
The point is they use this stupid Ouija board and they say, what is it, yes or whatever.
But that's a typical thing. You see that a lot, especially in teenage sleepovers. They get the booze, they get a little bit of drugs, they do this because it's fun to contact Satan or contact dead people.
But I did like that the girl said something about the spirits and whatever, and then she thought it was so funny, and her friend and Daisy thought
we drank all the spirits.
Yeah, we drank all the spirits, and then the girl's like, "Okay, you cannot be talking, or whatever. This is supposed to be."
There was some
focused,
cute dialogue,
right? And I actually liked that because it was funny. Like it was that was different than this stuff. But other than that, like I don't know. After a while, I feel like it became too many, different movies meshed into one.
Right. That's what I meant by the shotgun effect. Sort of splatter stuff against the wall and see what sticks.
Like it had Daisy was dog sitting Cerebus, right? And didn't know that. Or well, he kind of brought that up, and said, "Oh, I mean Mookie," right? And then then you find out that there's a ghost witch that I guess they conjured with the spirit thing or something.
Either that or I think it always seems to attack somebody. That's the impression I got, is that she said there's always somebody coming in the house and I always end up killing them or doing something with them.
So Cerebus isn't the one that kills them, then that they kill them, and then it looks like Cerebus or whatever. So then there's or maybe Cerebus just eats the leftovers.
Could be. He didn't get his snack.
Yeah.
Remember? I mean, if you remember at the very end, he says that you're not supposed to be alive.
Right.
That Cerebus was supposed to
kill you. She was supposed to be the snack.
Because of the fact that every time when...
Silas knew what was going on. He just didn't expect it to happen.
Exactly.
He wasn't counting on Daisy and her two fists of action there,
No. So then there's the ghost witch, the Wendigo, and then there was a serial killer, and
the boyfriend that won't go away.
So there's like 5 different storylines that, for an hour and a 13-minute movie, should have made it go quicker. But
Jason versus Freddy. Don't forget that.
Nah, I mean, that was just a little gag. That was a gag for it. But the rest of it, I don't know. I just felt after a while, it was just too much going on, and I kind of lost focus after a while because I'm like, what, like, I hate to say it, but when, like, 3 of them have, like, dark hair, you know, in it and everything, I get lost of which one is Daisy, which one is...
That's the problem with the black and white. As much as I liked it, sometimes they kind of all look alike.
And so some of them look alike, and then I was just, like, very confused. Like,
they're all hot chicks with cleavage wearing dark stuff. So... And they all have similar hair.
And they all have similar faces in a way, too.
And Tanya's the only one who stands out because her hair's curly and she's thinner.
Not only did they throw in a Freddy versus Jason gag, they also threw in Matthew Lillard's gag of "I will be right back."
Yep, from Scream. Yeah, he's like, "Oh, I did a, you didn't like my Matthew Lillard impression?" I'm like, like that's the thing. The problem is a lot of these movies try to be very pop culture-y and stuff and make references, and they're not funny. And I'm like, keep that to, like, Kevin Smith and Tarantino. Like, even keep that to Chris Seaver. Chris Seaver's good at that.
Right. Well, this definitely has a very Chris Seaver, Kevin Strange
wannabe
kind
Chris
of
Seaver.
thing. This reminded me a lot, actually, of Mulva, the first Mulva movies. Just the way that they kind of are both raw in the fact that they're very first films for these directors.
Well, Mulva wasn't the first film. It wasn't even the first film.
Well, the first full length.
Was it?
Yeah. Because Filthy McNasty was short.
That's true. And I think Filthy McNasty was after. No, I think
Filthy McNasty was first. But it was a short.
Mulva, but Filthy McNasty was after Mulva.
Because they even show that.
No, Anal Paprika was before.
Oh, it was Anal Paprika. That's right.
Sorry. These sound like porns. They're not.
We sound like nerds.
I wasn't even paying attention. I'm zoned out.
So AP was first. Then we got Mulva. So Mulva was the first feature. Then they got AP too.
But that's what it reminded me as far as being raw and story. These are directors who are trying to figure shit out, and they're trying to be funny. They don't quite know exactly how to do it yet.
I don't know. I thought Mulva was pretty funny. We just did that.
But you didn't like it originally, remember?
I didn't. The girl was annoying at first, and she's
supposed to be.
She is still annoying, but I can actually, having seen so many of his movies by now, I can tolerate her. But the first time I watched it, I was like, nope.
It's just that Chris Seaver does even more gags and goofy shit.
Yeah, his more is real comedy and is funny. Like, even I think Mulva is funny. It's got moments where I laugh. This movie, I mean, I might have chuckled at a couple things, but really, they tried to make me laugh at a bunch.
It's a groaner for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's 100% a groaner.
Absolutely.
My favorite thing about this movie is that this film is not rated.
Yeah. Then you'll get that a lot on these movies because they can't rate them. Because they're not going to bring this to the MPAA or whatever, MPA. Whatever, they're not going to do that because why would they waste the money to have it be basically R and C-17 or whatever? R.
But what I do like is for both characters, Mulva and for Daisy, they get to a point where they've had it. And they're just not taking it anymore, and they decide that they're going to end it with their fists, or narding the Wendigo in that case, and that's what they do, and I kind of dig that. That's fun. Yeah. They're like, okay, that's it. We've had enough. I'm going to fight my way out of it.
I will say that the one part of this movie that really, really probably bugged me the most.
Oh, we're getting some juicy bits.
Would have to be on how it is first person.
What do you mean?
The camera angles being first person.
When was that?
The very, very beginning of the movie.
What? I'm trying to remember. Was it?
It was first person, yes.
Oh, well, yeah, maybe a little bit, but like not.
But it didn't stay like that.
It didn't stay like that, no.
No, that's what just bugged me though. The absolute
in the beginning,
that it switched.
Are you glad it switched?
I mean, I'm glad it switched. I don't think it would have worked if it had been
all first person, like
yeah.
And especially like if the first person was Daisy, you'd want to see her. You want to see her reactions. You want to see. I don't I don't like movies that do that, because I get it at a video game because you're playing as that character, right? And everything like that. But when you're watching a movie, you want to see, and there was another movie that like Eli Roth produced that I watched in the theater with Victoria. We went to see this flick, and it started out like first person, and everything, and it drove me nuts. Yeah. And I was like, why am I watching this? Stop! And I was like, if it keeps this up for next like 20 minutes or something like that, I'm out.
It's hard to do. It's rare when it works. When it does, I'm thinking Halloween, the original Halloween. It starts off where you're looking through the kid's point of view, and he puts the mask on, and that's creepy as fuck. And it worked then, but again, it switches.
Not for this.
Oh, yeah. Well, no,
not for this. But maybe that's what they were trying to do. I don't know.
Possibly.
It did not work.
There were a lot of homages in this film that they kind of threw out there, but that's what you do when you're kind of with your friends and you're making a first time movie. You're just, let's have some fun and just throw out goofy stuff that we like. I like the music. I thought the music was pretty good. There was a lot of punk sort of feel to it. I dug that. So it gave the movie some energy.
I like the scenery in the beginning though.
Okay, I liked it. The house was creepy.
With how she was walking down the street, and then you see the tombstone and all that. That's what I liked. I did not like the fact that it was in first person per se, but I did like how it moved around. However, also another thing that brought me to my mind that I should have said before, there was a lot of editing mistakes in there.
There were some.
You can definitely tell that it was.
It's an early film, the first film. Yeah, they're learning stuff as they go along. Definitely.
Yeah, I understand that
some
it's not
continuity issues.
Yeah, well, instead of like actually just like going straight into the second scene or like leading it in, they just went from one scene straight into the second and not even like indicating that they're gonna.
Or there were some transition issues, like the scene missing, or they would put in. Meanwhile, Daisy's up here.
I hated that. That drove me nuts.
Yeah, a couple of times is okay, but.
I guess they did it throughout because they didn't have anything to cut away to it. Like it was like. All of a sudden, the witch is here in the house, and I'm like, why don't you just show that? Like, we don't need that.
It works for comedic effect a couple of times, but after that, don't rely on it. No. But again, when you're making a movie the first time, a long film, and you're trying to figure out ways to transition from one scene to another, you're trying stuff,
And it didn't work. No. It really did not. It didn't cut it.
No, that was bad. It was a bad movie. I'm not gonna lie. But for somebody's first film, I will give them credit for it. Like I will say that they worked their ass off on it. They did a good job on like trying. They got it finished. It's out. It's available for people to see. Some people never finish their films.
And in the end, I'm like, did this movie entertain me? I mean, yes, I thought it was fun. But then I liked the Daisy series. So
right, and I think you have a different perspective because you've seen all the other ones?
Not all of them.
Well, you've seen a couple of them.
I've seen a couple of them.
Yeah, and so you sort of know. Like,
plus,
Daisy's
I like wacky shit.
He does. He goes stinkier than I do, at least, and that's like the big thing of how we became friends is because when we would show each other movies all the time. He would go way different, and I'd be more mainstream indie stuff, or whatever, and he'd be more like the lowest of the low shit, things I would never even be able to find, because I wouldn't be looking for them.
Well, and I appreciate when filmmakers try to do different stuff. It doesn't work all the time, that's for sure, but at least they're trying to do something different. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, the appreciation's there, but it didn't cut it.
The acting was a little.
The acting could have been better.
Some of it was, some of it was good, some of it was not so good. I was less convinced a few times. I don't know that it was because of the actors per se. I think that's more along the lines of I think the director could have said, "Hey, let's try another take," where maybe you're a little bit more.
If I'm being honest, between these two movies, I would say that Mosquito has better acting than Daisy Derkins.
Right.
Oh yeah. Well,
yeah.
That says
100%.
something, considering that Mosquito was bad too.
Yeah, no.
but
so-
I guarantee you, Mosquito has a much larger budget,
Yes.
and it has people who are experienced and
Okay.
who've done many, many things.
You're right. I'm being unfair about this.
Unfair. I think you're just looking at it in a different perspective of, like, you're seeing both of those movies, and you're saying that Mosquito has better acting, but they also, they have a bigger budget. They have access to actors who've acted a lot of times. Most of those people probably, that's their first movie, I would say. You know?
And I know you think I tossed you into the deep, deep end, but I'm telling you,
There's worse.
there is much, much worse than this.
So let me explain to you. We've done it in one movie, and I actually introduced Paul to the director because we were watching something, and I was like, "Oh, I know that guy." Blah blah blah. And so Paul doesn't just like whatever. He goes and buys like a bunch of the movies from the guy. He doesn't just buy like one or whatever to test it out. So yeah, his name anyway.
David the Rock Nelson.
David the Rock Nelson. And so we started watching this movie, Miss Werewolf. 2.5 hours long, by the way, which we did not watch the whole thing because just Jim would have killed you. So we watched about like an hour and a half.
We watched a lot of it.
We watched a lot of it. And then, so we started watching this movie. One point in the movie, the director is playing the star of it, right? He is asked by somebody randomly. This is when you normally cut, right? You normally cut
Some
the
guy
thing.
off
When
the
somebody
street just
off the
walks
street
up.
walks up and says something to you, you usually cut. He kept it in the movie. And then and the part
Keep
of
rolling.
it and the part of it was the guy says, "What are you doing over here?" And he goes, "Oh, I'm just making a movie." And he left that in the movie. Like, it had nothing, like, it wasn't even like he was breaking the fourth wall or whatever. He just took everything and he just edited.
The first 20 minutes of the movie are
That's
him talking about his movie collection and all the different stuff and toys he has.
over and over again. Not just like once, but he
In the movie.
kept talking about it. And then he kept talking about going on a Java break, Java.
Yeah, David Rock Nelson makes his own movie his own way. He leaves everything in there.
You can't see it, people, but Lina has now just left the building. She has checked out. She cannot believe what we just told her.
That's like that is bad.
No, it's terrible. That's what we watch generally.
Oh
And you said you want to come
God.
back every day, every Sunday. I don't know if you can handle it every Sunday.
That's not even Geek Maggot Bingo with the cardboard sets.
Cardboard telephone.
What?
And somebody's off camera going, ring.
Ring. Yeah. And they don't need to. It's not like they couldn't get like a telephone this isn't old school like 70s, 60s where they couldn't just go to a thrift store and buy a fake phone. They just did it because I don't know.
Because it's fun?
No, it's terrible. It's bad.
Yeah, well, the director is an artist, so he likes painting things.
Oh
so he
my
paints
gosh.
sets. So that's
He's
what
an
he does.
artiste.
Yeah.
Artiste.
She's like, I need something to keep this going.
And then let's not
Okay.
forget our buddy, the one who did the Alien invasion,
Oh god.
where it's supposed to be an alien invasion movie, and for like 30 minutes, it's this guy telling jokes or this other woman telling
I've
jokes.
seen that movie. I know exactly what movie you're talking about.
Oh, I don't know.
I think so. Which one are you talking about? Alien?
The one that Jen, again, almost killed me.
Oh, no, you haven't seen that movie.
You sure?
No, I'm guaranteed you have not seen this movie. So it was a movie that we were going to do for Blue Cheese, one of our cheesy Blu-ray movie videos and stuff. And we were going to go do it. And then we started watching and we were like, no, this is Indie Film Cafe. Like, we know when something's so bad, it's Indie Film Cafe related. And this movie was literally like, I don't know, half of the movie was him like listening to a chick talk about jokes, do jokes to him that he probably wrote, these cheesy, terrible jokes. And then I'm going, ha, 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 tell me another one.
Alien invasion.
No, Alien, what was it called? I have it here. It's Alien something. But anyway, it is awful. Like, it is It was so bad that Jen...
Just Jen called me an asshole.
Not the same Alien Invasion I'm thinking of. Then.
No,
Probably.
Space Psychos.
Space Psychos.
Okay, no, I have not seen that. I have seen Alien Invasion, but I've never seen Space.
Oh, you don't... I don't. Please, I'm
You have
begging
to
you.
see
Don't
it. These are
listen to
great.
him. He's gonna try to get you to watch it at some point.
Yes.
Just because he likes to torture people.
It's so much fun.
It's terrible. No.
Gotta broaden your horizons a little bit.
We can get her some more 10 movies.
So this is what I'm saying. Yes, this movie has issues and problems, but you ain't seen that. You don't have the breadth of experience that we do, so you're not quite seeing it the way we are.
You've seen
Fair.
a lot of movies.
Yes.
But you've seen a lot of more Hollywood movies, right?
Yes.
You haven't seen a lot of indie films, like indie to the bottom of the
It's just
barrel.
like
Okay, I will say this. There was one indie film I have seen that has to do with Alice in Wonderland.
Okay, what was it called? There's a bunch
Alice
of
in
those.
Wonderland.
There's a bunch of Alice in Wonderland.
It was like a self-made video.
Yeah, okay.
Or self-made movie, and it's actually really, really good. I liked it. The only downfall was, again, it was in first person.
there was a really good Czechoslovakian one with a lot of stop motion animated stuff that's really cool.
Brandon Slagle did a good one.
Alice! That's what it's called. It's called Alice.
Oh, okay. The Brandon Slagle did a good one called Wonderland, and it was very, very...
Oh, that's not the John Holmes Wonderland?
No, that's a different Wonderland.
That was a good one, too.
Well, yeah, but that was a different movie. That was a John Holmes movie about his life or whatever. John Holmes is a porn star. I think somebody big played him.
Yeah, it was like the most notorious one.
Yeah, he's the one who had the monster,
Gotcha.
But so yeah, there's different depths and different levels of stuff. This one, it's a micro budget.
It's pretty bad.
Film that's bad, but to me, it's bad in a fun way, and it's not nearly as painful as some of the movies that we've shown. You haven't seen a Neil Breen movie yet.
You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of a high school project or
Yeah,
a middle,
it's kind of,
or a
I
middle
can see
school
that.
project.
And
That's what this reminds me of.
And I guarantee if you went on IMDb, a lot of people would say that about this movie once they saw it, because they'd be like, I've seen better movies done by high school.
Prehistoric bimbos in Armageddon City. It's kind of in that level, if you ask me.
Yeah, you just brought up something before.
Early Todd Sheets movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because when you brought up Where's Skeeto earlier,
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute, the first one we did was the Todd Sheets one, and that wasn't like this. But then you said Where's Skeeto, and I was like, that is the first indie film cafe, I think, one we.
And that's one where, like, if you look at that and you're like, oh my god, this is, but then you look at Todd Sheets stuff later, like some of the stuff he does now. Nothing like that. He's made dozens of movies in between and has learned a lot of different stuff. So
yeah, he's made a lot of
you all
movies.
have to start someplace. Nobody starts off polished and professional, especially when you're trying to scrape together a few bucks in order to make your movie, and you don't really have professional producers bankrolling your project. So you kind of go with what you got. The bad movies, like the really bad ones, try to take themselves way too seriously, and they try to make it so that, you just don't understand my vision. It's like, well, no, it's because you couldn't produce it, you couldn't show it to us, through your film. Whereas some of the
boring movies,
whereas some of the other ones, they lean into it. They know what they have is problematic, but they don't care, or they just kind of lean into it and make it part of the fun. And that, to me, is the big difference, is if there is fun. Now, maybe it's not as much fun for you guys, but for me, there was fun.
I've seen worse, Paul showed me worse, and I honestly, but this probably is the worst film you've seen,
This is
I
one
get
of
that,
the worst films I have seen.
Stick around. It's just like I remember when we showed Just Jen Roller Gator, and man, she was belly achy about how bad that was. And then, like a season or so later, I'm like, so Roller Gator's looking pretty damn good right now. Just like, oh god.
Yeah. Well, we showed our worst things in
Oh,
Roller
yeah.
Gator. I think
Oh,
Roller
yeah.
Gator actually got a pretty good score on her stinkometer, didn't it?
I think she gave it a 7
She
initially.
gave it a 7?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember, but I remember
It's the wrapping purple plastic alligator on skates.
I was watching one of our old
Awesome.
update videos, that we did, and you were talking about how you finally found Barn of the Blood Llama,
Yes.
and that was the one you were gonna do, and Barn of the Blood Llama's bad. It's pretty terrible.
Mama loves her llamas. Mama loves her llamas.
That's a real thing that happened in the movie. The guy that made it, he loved our review, and he's so super nice. And I was like, we tore your movie apart, and you still like us? Because generally, a lot of directors hate us because we're kind of truthful. We don't hide things. We don't hold things back. We don't say we like something when we don't. We don't lie.
We've only had really a couple of ones have problems with it.
Well, even most of the time, we still tell people to go watch it. Watch
Even
it, see it for yourself.
The baby, oh God, I can never get the warrior biker babe versus the zombie
that guy.
baby apocalypse.
He became one of our co-hosts on the show for a little bit. He guessed.
You especially were really rough on that one.
I know, and he didn't care. He thought he was like, that's the thing. When you make a movie, you gotta be thick-skinned. You gotta know that people are gonna probably tear it apart.
Biker warrior babe versus the zombie baby apocalypse.
But
There's a bunch of babies, zombies.
But this is also why a lot of actors and directors are
Okay.
like, "Why are you watching my first movie when you should be watching my newer movies that are much
Corn
better?"
Man. You should watch Corn Man. Corn Man's a lot of fun.
Corn Man. Yeah.
And Butterboy.
He's the
superheroes.
vegetable superhero, whatever. Yeah. He's got Butterboy.
Okay, well then.
This is a whole new world for you, isn't it?
Yes,
You're
yes,
just-
it is.
Throwing you right in, and now you're part of it.
Yes, I am.
All right, so go on with the stinkometer kind of thing.
So yeah, at this point, I guess we can. Unless there's anything else you guys want to bring up, we can.
No, I want to give my rating.
All right. So we do our stinkometer. It's a score of 1 to 10, by which the lower the number, the better the film is. The higher the number means there's a lot of stink. And then while we love our stinky movies here at Indie Film Cafe, usually the higher score is reflective of the fact that there are a lot of problems. Things we can't see the film, we can't hear it. Big problems usually, continuity issues, etc., etc.
Well, that was all this movie had.
Right.
That was a lot of stuff this movie.
And we take our scores, we add them up, and then we see where on the ladder of stink this particular film happens to fall. So, who would like to score first? I'm guessing you, Lina, as you're chomping at the bit.
She's chomping at the bit.
Can I just go ahead and say that? Can I break the scale? Is there a possibility for
There's
me
a
to
10
break it?
plus you could do if you want to.
Okay, 15.
You can't go that high.
Okay, 10 plus.
is the most.
10 plus.
All right, that was a 10 plus for her.
That was a strong 10 plus.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to sort of disagree just because I've seen other things that are worse, and I know like this was bad. I will say so. It is high up there. It is a 9.5 for me. But
Okay, I'll be nice.
no. Stick with what you
Well,
said.
let her give her score.
I'll be nice because I completely forgot that it is a very first low budget movie that they've done. So I'm gonna have to say it is a 9.9.
Well, 9.5 is the most because we would do a 0.5. So
Okay.
Because we don't want it to be
9.1.
too confusing. You're being really difficult.
Okay,
9.5. All right, there you go. 9.5. So, all right, what do you say, Paul?
I'm going to give it an 8.
An 8.
It definitely has a lot of stink, but to me it also has a lot of fun, and I
For
enjoy
him,
it.
it's fun.
Yeah. Plus, there are definitely things that I find that I like about it. There's some of the performances I like. I like some of the camera work. I like some of the black and white film. I like some of the dialogue. Some of the dialogue I thought was hysterical. I liked some of the fight scenes that went on there. So to me, there were definitely some positive things hidden in there.
Well, the one thing I always think about when I do these reviews and stuff and the rating is that does this have rewatchability to me?
No.
For you saying it's an 8 and it's got rewatchability.
Absolutely.
To me, it doesn't. Like
No.
I the only reason I'd watch this again is if I had to. You know, I don't even think I'd seek it out, want to keep it. It's just not. I don't know.
If the only way to get me to go to sleep is to watch this movie, I do it.
Yeah. And that might actually work because you did fall asleep for a little bit. So, I mean, it
might help with your insomnia too.
I don't really have. Do I
There
have-
are
I'm thinking
going
of
to be
sleeping.
more Daisy movies in the future. Just throwing that out there.
Oh, so you're gonna be putting that up now.
Yep.
I'm okay, especially if we get another person who's because we don't. I know Lina won't want to watch it again.
I mean, I would. I'm really about watching anything at least once.
Say that until I show you Singapore Sling, and you'll
No.
be like,
Don't do that to her. We're not doing that's extreme horror, and that's not something you'd want to watch. He's kind of joking because that's something that's.
I don't know. She said she wanted to watch Flowers. That's pretty extreme.
Is it? All right. I don't know.
Again, I'm willing to watch anything once. This movie in particular, no.
Now that you've seen it,
Now that I've seen it, no. However, if there are other movies based off of Daisy, I would be glad to watch it, just not this one.
Yeah. So she wouldn't watch this again, but she would definitely watch a sequel.
Yeah, exactly.
okay, I get you.
We'll see. I mean, it'd be better to have somebody who's already seen a Daisy movie watch the sequel than have somebody new who's all of a sudden doesn't have a clue who Daisy Derkins is.
Sure.
But anyway, we'll see. I mean, that's down the road. That's like years from now. I'm sure he's not going to pull it out every year, pull a new Daisy movie out.
Not every year.
Yeah.
I don't have that many. There's not that many. I think there's 5 total. So.
Yeah, it's kind of like his Neil Breen. He doesn't do Neil Breen every year because you just don't have that many.
Like, I'd be curious to see what you think about Fungicide. Fungicide is, to me, it's a stinky, ridiculous, cheap, low-budget movie, but it's also a lot of fun. It's one of my absolute favorite movies. So,
What is it called again?
Fungicide. It's a
Fungicide.
bunch of little killer mushrooms. Some of them are puppets.
And some are CGI.
And some are CGI. And some are people in sheets pretending to be mushrooms.
Mosquito.
I think even worse than Mosquito. Just say that. But it's more fun.
Yeah.
It's more fun. It's worse off because it looks bad, but it's more fun. You would probably like it a lot. It's
Suburban Sasquatch, I think you might have fun with that. Muffy!
same director.
Same director.
I'm actually friends with the director. So Dave
Wascavage.
Yeah, he's a funny guy.
Funny guy.
Well, he was. Now he just doesn't make the movies.
But, that's the thing. A lot of these guys I'm noticing, other than Chris Seaver, who's finally coming back and doing some stuff, they have their run. They do 3, 4, 5 movies, and then they're done because.
Well, remember
it's
we
just
watched
not
the one
profitable for them.
The one I co-wrote with them, The Adventures of the Haunted, and it just became more too mainstreamy, like too normal, and stuff. And what I liked was Suburban Sasquatch was not normal.
Oh, I know. Well, I do have Tartarus. That's the one I plan to show you next. I just haven't gotten to it yet. It's on my list, but it's the same
His
folks
list is
there.
huge.
Yeah.
That's why sometimes I have to do a movie that is on his list.
Like Axum.
Because, like Axum, those were one of the movies that he kept saying, it's on my list. And then I kept going. I kept going, are we going to do it? Are we going to do it? And
to me, this was more fun than Axum.
oh, yeah. Axum was bad. Mm-hmm. Poor Vittorio. He wants to come back, too. So
Oh, good.
you gotta
Good.
get him back.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, there's just so many that you have to endure at some point. And you said you were like, I'll come back every Sunday or whatever. And we would love to.
Good. We need that. We need people here in the studio
constantly, because a lot of times it's just him and me, and we just have to do
what we need to do. What we really need to do is we need to take a day and just come early and get you caught up on like maybe 3 or 4 or 5 of our classic stinkers to give you a little bit more of a taste of some of the really stinky ones.
Okay.
I think that'd be fun.
That would be fun.
Might be torturous for you, but I think Roller Gator is a must.
Roller Gator is fine.
Is a must. I think Fungicide is a must.
Is fine.
I think a Neil Breen is a must. I'm not sure which one.
Twisted, not Twisted. What's the first one?
The first one we watched? Or
Yeah, the first one
he did?
period. Like the first one we watched.
Gosh, I forget which one it was.
It wasn't
Twisted Pair. It was
Twisted Pair, but it was the other one. It was
I forget.
it was this most famous one and everything. But anyway, that was great. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
Twisted Pair is kind of boring, and then I didn't think it was that as much fun.
Yeah,
it's bad.
I won't torture you with Actium Maximus again.
No,
But
I'll not come. I'll leave.
We'll
I'm like, bye. You can stay here for a little while.
we'll pick out some of the bad ones that are fun.
Wow!
Enjoyable.
Wow!
Hey, if he wants to torture people with Actium Max, I can't even say it right now. If he wants to do that, I will have to go. And if you wanted to stay, I'd be like, see ya, bye, I'm out.
Well, the problem with Actium Maximus, and other than the fact that there's a bunch of weird pancakes dripping with syrup that are talking, you don't you can't understand any of it.
And there's subtitle,
like-
but you can barely see the subtitle.
So you don't know what's going on.
Nope.
And there are subtitles for a little bit, but then they stop, and then you're just left on your own.
They're like, fuck it, we're done.
Okay, I would give that I would have to rate that a 10 just by hearing everything that was
I rated it a 9.5.
Yes, you did.
Because I thought he would not dare give me that on my
Oh,
on the
I
first
dare.
one back.
I dare so
and
much.
he did, because that was the worst movie I'd seen that season.
I
Like,
am so sorry.
However, one that will not be on there because not even I can sit through it again.
oh, thank you.
Hip Hop Locos.
Hip Hop Locos. The
Bad.
movie where after a while you just talk to each other and have like long conversations, and it really does not affect the movie. Like nothing. It doesn't really. And he scared the shit out of me because there was a part in it where it was just like them talking for like, I guarantee, like 20 minutes and stuff like that. And he was like, oh, this is the whole movie. I'm like, what? What? No, please, no. And he was like, and then all of a sudden it got to another place or something. They went somewhere else. And I was
And
like,
then they did the same thing.
And then they did the same thing. Went somewhere and started talking. It's just, oh my God. It was
It's
so
bad. It's really bad.
It's terrible.
Even I can't sit through that more than once in a 5-10 year period.
Yeah, after a while, like, I'm sure he'll find somebody new, to torture with it, but please, not us right now. I can't
Yeah,
take that.
we'll find you some wacky fun.
Just Jin
movies.
left during the movie, like, we didn't finish it and stuff, and we watched it, we finished it, and then we had just Jen, like, on the show, and it literally did not matter.
Yeah.
Like by the end of the thing, it's almost like she knew what was gonna, what happened, because she had already seen it.
Because
happen.
nothing happened.
Yeah, nothing happened. So it was so bad. There's one movie that Paul wouldn't even watch because he's seen it before. So I had to do it with Jackie.
Oh, Shark Exorcist.
Shark Exorcist.
It's
Oh,
bad.
so bad. So there's a lot of these bad movies, and stuff. So
Just that there's certain levels of entertainment with some. Some are just pure pain. Mm-hmm. They're painful.
Is it worse than Teeth?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Teeth is
yeah.
more like mainstream than this
Much
stuff.
worse. Much worse than that.
Okay, because I can't watch Teeth again.
Well, that's a
I
different.
watched Teeth once, and that was like a one-time, lifetime thing.
Yeah,
Like with this movie.
yeah, that's fair. But I think that about wraps it up for today.
Okay.
Thank you, Lina.
Sounds good.
And we're happy that you want to come back because
We're surprised you want to come back.
we haven't had anybody not want to come back, have we?
No.
No, people at least come
Strangely.
back twice at least, because we've had Rachel come more than once. We've had, let's see, we've had
Maybe Lydia, just because.
the movie I picked. She just didn't like.
Yeah.
She didn't get into, but that's the thing. She's very specific in what she likes, and so I've said before I like this movie, and then she's like, "Why didn't you have me for that one?"
And maybe Kim.
Well, Kim never. I mean, she didn't even talk on the one she was actually in. I think we could hear her talk occasionally, but she
I
wasn't.
just don't think it's her thing.
Yeah. So yeah, Kim won't be back, but and Lydia, yeah. So yeah, we've had a couple people that.
And sometimes you just don't know until you sit down and watch some of these movies.
But Nicole said she wants to come back.
There you go.
When we get a chance. She's just been busy. And that's the other thing. Is a lot of times we do the Zooms, and a lot of the people they get busy all of a sudden.
Stephanie, I talked to her recently. She wants to do a Zoom movie with us soon.
Another one?
Yeah.
Didn't we just have her like a couple months ago? Like
Probably, but she's ready for another.
Poor girl. She hasn't suffered enough.
Nope. She likes it. She's fun.
Yeah. Well, she's. I think she's making up for the fact that unfortunately, like, she was too tired the one night that we tried to do it in person and stuff. We have an awesome girl who I met years ago, and we brought her on for a couple of my video things. And Paul's like, "Why don't you bring her on Indie Film Cafe?" And I'm like, didn't think about asking her to do that. So we did, and we went up to her house in Maryland, and we watched a couple. We reviewed something in onesies.
We had a onesie party.
Did a onesie party. It was a
cow onesie party.
So I bought a cow onesie. Stephanie bought a cow onesie. Her friend Nicole bought a cow onesie. The only one who didn't was
Tori.
Tori didn't buy one because it was too
last second for her.
Last second for her. She asked to come on, and we're like, sure. So she came in.
This is the kind of nerdery that we're talking about.
So we did that, and then we watched one movie that Stephanie had picked. Then we watched Roller Gator, and they
didn't like Roller Gator.
Hated Roller Gator. It drove them nuts.
Some people, they have an extreme reaction to it.
It's got like music that just keeps going on and on through the whole thing, and it's just it's the same music over and over, and so just.
But it's got Conrad Brooks. Conrad Brooks makes everything better.
And Joe Estevez.
Okay, I don't have a cat onesie, but I do have a koala onesie. Do I
Oh,
perfectly acceptable. Perfectly acceptable.
Yes, okay. And I have a walrus onesie.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, so when we do our special catch-up weekend, we'll turn that into a onesie party, and we'll get pizza, and we'll have a fun time.
Okay, cool.
All right. Well, everybody, you heard it here first before we do that. I have no idea when that's going to be, but what we have to do is at the end of the whole thing, we will have to have like a podcast where you tell us what you thought of each different movie that we watched or whatever, because we want to hear what your thoughts are, and maybe even get your stinkometer score, even though it's doesn't count into what we've already done.
Hear about your survival weekend, because we were going to do this with Angel, and she wanted to do it, but she got too busy. A lot of them are actors, so they and Angel blew up.
Yeah, all of a sudden Angel's in every movie and everything. She's even doing stunt training or something, and everything like that. So she's just busy. And so when we ask her to hang out unless I got her booked for a movie, and then that is the plan to do that again sometime. But unless I got her booked for a movie, she can't do it because she can't take time away from whatever.
And she does makeup and some special effects stuff too. So she's busy. She's super busy, which is great. We're glad.
We love it. But anyway, we hope you guys enjoyed this. Join us next month for a brand new episode. It'll be my episode. I have no idea what it is yet because we haven't recorded it yet. So until then, everybody, have a good one. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Daisy Derkins.